everyone, and welcome to another Make It Monday. I'm Sarah with Beyond Fabric, and today we've got an easy gift idea for you. This is great for kids of all ages and sure to provide entertainment the next time you're on a long road trip. It is a travel chalkboard featuring a zippered pocket to store your chalk and your eraser in, and of course it just rolls up for easy storage. Let's get started with this project. For this project, you will need a main fabric. This is going to be the back and also that 1-inch miter around the front of your chalkboard area. This needs to be cut 22 by 16. This is going to give us a finished project of 12 by 18. So again, your main fabric, and we did interface this with a mid-weight stabilizer because this is a quilt weight cotton. So if you are using a quilt weight cotton, go ahead and stabilize it with a light to medium weight stabilizer. Again, 16 by 22 inches. Then you need your chalkboard fabric. Yes, there is such a thing. We do sell it on our website, www.beyondfabricinc.com. Now the chalkboard, because our area is going to be 12 by 18, we do want to cut this just a smidget smaller so that we can get it in there nice and easily without it being too tight. So it is going to be cut 11 7/8 by 17 7/8. If you're unsure where the 7/8 is on your ruler, it's quite okay. You can just do the quarter. So 17 3/4 by 11 3/4. Nobody is judging. You also need a ribbon to tie it up with, and this can be anywhere from 1/2 inch to 7/8 inch in size, and you need 27 inches. You will need a zipper. The zipper needs to be anywhere from 7 to 9 inches. If you have a 12 or a 16 laying around, you can use it because we're going to cut it off, but it needs to be at least 7 inches. And this is just a normal coil zipper. We need our tabs for the zipper ends. This is going to create ends for our zipper. You need 2 pieces for one side of the zipper and 2 pieces for the other side. They need to be cut 1 1/4 by 1 1/2 inches. So we have 4 squares that are 1 1/2 by 1 1/4. They are also stabilized with a light to mid-weight stabilizer. Now our pocket will have a liner pocket piece and a main pocket piece. So for the front side, where your zipper is going to be, you have the top part of your zipper and the bottom part of your zipper. So you will need a main and a liner for the top of your zipper and a main and a liner for the bottom of your zipper. Your top zipper is going to be cut 2 inches by 7 1/2. The bottom part of your zipper is going to be cut 7 1/2 by 4 1/2. Again, you have a liner and your main. The main part of the zipper pouch is interfaced, again, because we are using a quilt weight cotton. A light to mid-weight stabilizer is interfaced to the back of those. Now because it's a pocket, you have to have a back, so your back will have a main and a liner, and it is going to be cut 7 1/2 by 6 inches. And again, that main fabric has been interfaced with a mid-weight stabilizer. And then you just need a scrap of fleece fabric. I just cut a little square, and this is going to be our eraser. So we are going to start with our zippered pouch, and then we will work with the main part of our chalkboard area. We're going to begin by attaching our zipper. So we need to take our zipper and our 2 pieces. Again, you have 1 1/2 by 1 1/4. The 1 1/2 is going to be the long way. So 1 1/4 is going this way. We need to go above your stop because we're going to cut that off, and you're going to put the tab right sides to the zipper on both sides. And matching them up. So this will be in the middle, and the reason why it's 1 1/4 is because zipper tapes are different sizes. So this will accommodate all the standard sizes. So again, we have our tab right side down, our zipper, the back of the tab, right side facing the back of the zipper. So we have a little sandwich here. You can put a clip in it on each side to hold it in place. And you're going to stitch using a 1/4 inch seam allowance straight over your zipper. Now you're going to cut off that excess. And these are going to fold down. And you could go to the machine or the iron and press it, or you can use your little seam roller and press it down. Now you're going to sew straight across. Cut off your excess thread. And repeat this for the other side. For the other side of the zipper, we need to measure from where we had put the tab, and we're going to measure 6 inches. And we just happen to have a 6-inch ruler, so that works out. So this is where the other tabs need to go, but we need to move the zipper down so that we can sew that tab on there. So we're going to line it up with that mark we made. Again, right side. And the back one, also right side. If you need to put a pin in your zipper to hold it in place, you can. You can also go ahead and cut off some of that excess now that our zipper pull is down and clip it together just to hold it while you are lining everything up. Now remove the rest of the excess, and this flips right side up. Finger press, use your little seam roller, or go over to the iron and press that flat. And stitch across. Now that we have stitched that down, we have our zipper, and we are going to go ahead and attach it to the top part of our zipper. But before we do that, go ahead and trim off those sides so that it is the same size as your zipper tape. We have our zipper, we have our top piece and our lining piece for the top part of the zipper, and the main and the liner for the bottom part of the zipper. Let's go ahead and grab the top, fold it in half, find your middle, and you can crease it or put a mark. Either way, we can see the crease nicely, so we'll just crease it. Match up your tabs, find the middle of your zipper. So we have marked the middle of our zipper, and we have marked the middle of the top part, and we need to match those up. But we are going to put down our basting tape first to the top part of our zipper to help hold that fabric in place while we sew. Now we're going to match the middle here with the middle there. Once you have the middle matched up, smooth it out along each end. And now you need to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing with the back of the zipper. Fabrics will match at the end, our liner and our main. Liner and the main. So now we have it basted. Our ends are matching up here. This fabric with that fabric, this fabric with the other fabric, and our zipper is in the middle. So now we're going to go to the machine and you're going to switch to a zipper foot, and you're going to stitch right along that coiled zipper. We have the top of our zippered sandwich, so go ahead and stitch along that coil. When you get close to your pole, you need to stop and move the pole out of your way. So just slide it along. And keep sewing. So now we have our zipper sandwiched in between the two. You can go press it flat, and then we will top stitch along that edge so that it will be easier to zip and unzip without the fabric getting caught in it. So smooth it out. You can also now cut off that excess on the tab so that it is even. We have it stitched down on the one side. Now let's go ahead and attach the bottom part. So we're going to repeat that basting process with our bottom liner and main fabric. So now we have our liner and our outer basted. Again, we have them sandwiched right sides together, the fabrics, with the zipper in the middle. The edges are lined up so everything matches. And now we're going to go and stitch next to that zipper coil. We're going to open it up. Now we have our zipper there, but we need to go ahead and top stitch this side down. So go ahead and press it and top stitch. So now we have the front part of our zipper pocket complete, but we need to get the back part on so we actually have a complete pocket. Now, because zipper tapes are different sizes, we did build in some wiggle room for this front piece so that it would be flexible and not end up being too short. If it is shorter than your back, just make your back the same size as far as the height of it. But in our case, ours is about 1/4 of an inch larger than our back piece here. So we need to go ahead and cut this front panel piece down to be 6 inches in height instead of the 6 1/4 that we have. So go ahead and trim it to size so that it will match our back piece. So now we have our front piece and liner piece that is matching in the 6 inch in height. Go ahead and grab your back piece. And if you do have some sort of pattern that you want it a certain way, make sure that it is going the correct direction when you pin them together. So only pin those outer pieces. So match them up. Go ahead and put some clips in it. Just the outer, not the liner. So move the liner out of the way. Now grab your liner piece and we're going to match up our liner together and just clip the liner parts. So now we have our liner pieces clipped together and we have our outer pieces clipped together. We are going to stitch one layer at a time. So we're going to stitch these two together. We are not going to stitch the bottom part on both of them because this is going to go into our outer chalkboard area. So we don't need the extra bulk in there. So do not stitch the bottom. And where that zipper is, right here, you're not going to sew. So on both ends of the outer and inner, and you can feel where that zipper is, that whole zipper tape area, you are not going to stitch that. Stitch everywhere else but the bottom in that zipper area. So just here, here, across, down, and here. And then on the lining, the same, here, over, down, here, and here. Bottoms are left open, and you're just going through the 2 layers at a time. So now we have the outer part, the lining part sewn at the top, and then we have the sides sewn on both of them. The bottoms we left open. Now where that zipper tape is, this is where you're going to sew through all layers right there only. We have back stitched. Go ahead and trim all your threads. And then on the corners, go ahead and clip those corners. You're going to reach in, and hopefully you left your zipper open, but if not, you can reach in and open your zipper because you're going to go through the zipper and pull it through. You're going to take your stiletto and you're going to reach in and poke those corners. And then go over to the ironing board and give it a little press. But now we have a fully lined zippered pocket. No raw edges inside. Let's put this aside and go ahead and work on the chalkboard part. So we have our outer fabric that was again cut 16 by 22. Because we are going to do a mitered, basically a mitered border around our chalkboard, we need to go ahead and mark for that. So we're going to go to the back of our fabric, and again we have interfaced this, and you are going to mark 2 inches all the way around because we are doing a 1-inch mitered border. Now that we have our marks, we're going to go over to the iron and we are going to press up to the line all the way around, and then we are going to press one more time up. Get to pressing. So now we have pressed it. So we went up to the line 1 inch and then over all the way around. And so now you need to open it up to where it is just the one, so you have the raw edge just to where you were pressing to the line. And you need to measure up 2 inches and make a mark or put a pin in. We're going to put a pin in here so you can see the difference on both. Now that you have either written with your heat disappearing pen, marked it, or used an actual pen, take the two, fold it so they match up. Where those match and this fold is going to be on our straight line. So line that up. And then where your marks are, you're going to draw a line connecting straight across. So you've basically created almost a T. So straight across, here is where our fold is. And this is going to be the line that we are going to sew on. Match up those match up those folds. Go ahead and take those out. Now, if you decided to mark it, then basically what you're doing is the same thing, but you're just matching up your marks. So that mark with that mark. So sometimes it may be easier for you to see the pins, but if the marks are easier, then do that method. So same thing, match them up. That's going to create that straight line that we're going to use. So again, lined up here, and we're going to make a T. Repeat this for the rest of the corners. So now we have everything marked. Go to the machine and stitch along that line. Now we have back stitched at the start and the stop. Before you cut that off, make sure that you stitched it correctly. So it pops in, and there we have our nice, beautiful mitered corner. So go ahead and cut off that excess. This will open up. You can press it, flip it to the inside, take your stiletto, poke up that corner, and move on to the next one. Now that you have your frame done, go ahead and press it one more time and we will start to install this all together. All right, our travel chalkboard is almost complete. We have our frame, we have the chalkboard fabric for the middle, and we have our zippered pocket. Let's go ahead and find the middle of our zippered pocket. So fold it in half. We have the middle of it. I'm going to go ahead and remove some of these strings I forgot. All right, excess thread gone. Now we need to find the middle of our frame. Okay, so we have our frame marked, our pocket marked. Go ahead and slide the chalkboard fabric inside. Once we have it nice and even inside, and again, if some reason yours ends up a little bit smaller, maybe you put bigger seam allowances, you could trim the chalkboard to fit if you need, but we do want it to go close to the edge, just not overlapping. We have our pocket marked, we have our outer marked. You're going to slide that in where the middle is. Clip it in place. Put a couple of clips around it. And so this is all the way in. Everything is positioned. We're going to stitch right along this edge here. When we come to the pocket, you're going to back stitch several times. Keep stitching, back stitch, and go all the way around. Now all we need to do is attach the ribbon. So now we need to attach our ribbon. So the ribbon is going to go on the opposite side of our pouch. And it's going to go on the outside, the one that has your fabric showing. Go ahead and find the middle of your ribbon. And I have burned the edges of this. If you're using a cotton ribbon, sew the edges, the ends of them, because cotton will catch on fire. So do not try to burn those. But if you're using just regular poly, nylon, any sort of synthetic ribbon, you can burn the edge and that'll keep it from fraying. So find the middle. And then you need to find the middle of your mat. And because we are going to be wrapping it this way, the ribbon is going to go like this. So here's our middle. There's our middle of our ribbon. So middle of the ribbon, middle of the mat, and we're going to stitch straight across. And we stitched across several times, locking those stitches in place, and that way it will handle the wear and tear of tying up Go ahead, trim all your threads, and fill it with some chalk and your eraser and go give it to a special kid. Now you have your completed travel chalkboard. You can go ahead and put your eraser in there. Again, this is just a piece of fleece. It is cut 5 by 5. You could put your chalk in there, anything else, and roll it up, tie it up, and go gift it to somebody or use it yourself the next time you're on a long road trip. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you following us here on YouTube, and make sure to check out our website, www.beyondfabricinc.com. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you on the next Make It Monday.